So your father was a GP in Westport?
He was, yeah.
Where was he from?
He was from Shra. His father was the headmaster there, and he bought the house which I'm living in now in 1928. It's my grandfather.
Your father bought that?
And no, my grandfather bought it.
Yeah?
And then when my father got qualified, he set up his practice there. We were talking, he spent a year in Newport, Wales, not Newport, Mayo. And then when he came back then, his father, my grandfather, got sick. And he set up his practice there and practiced there till he died in 1952.
And did he practice out of that house?
Out of that house, yeah. When you went in, the little hallway that you go into, that was the waiting room, God help us. And in on the left, where we have the living room now, was the dispensary and the surgery. So he'd have all his bottles, beautifully coloured bottles, that's all I can remember, and a nice long couch.
So how long did he practice from?
It would be about 45 he started.
To 52?
To 52, yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought he was around more recently than that.
Well, he was
that long ago,
only 36 when he died. So.
Oh, he was very young when he died, yeah. And do you know what he died from?
It would be classed as hypertension now, malignant hypertension. But they say he was working all hours, God sends. He would have an area from out in Leenan to the islands and back down past Newport and all the hinterland. So I remember the stories in the family. He'd go out maternity case. He wouldn't know when he was back. He had to go to Leenan, stayed up all night, got in at 9 o'clock, surgery at 10. He can only do that for so long.
Oh yeah.
But there was no West Dock then. There was no cover. Everybody was in competition then. Maybe they still are, I don't know.
Oh, we are, but we talk to one another, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a matter of, you were carving out your own area, your own practice, and it was really hard because you couldn't get someone to cover for you. You were on pretty much all of the time.
No,
it was the same for the other doctors as well.
Was he a dispensary doctor or a private doctor?
He did both. A lot of private work. Again, he had a lot of what he called honorary patients.
And you remember him well now? You were very young.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I thought I had memories of him when I was about 10 or 11, but he died when I was 4.5. And I realised now that the memories are ones that I made from what people told me, I remember you sitting on your father's knee in the car, and I make a picture of that, and it's easy when you're still living in the same house as you were living in. And as soon as he died, we had to move downtown, and my mother had to open a cafe because she had 3 kids under 6.
And what was the name of the cafe?
Just Rabbit's
Cafe, yeah.
Very original.
And when did it close? It went on a long time,
when my mother got married to Joe Hopkins, they changed it to Hopkins's, and that's closed. She died in 88, so that closed in 86. I came back in 86, so it'll be about 88 that closed.
Good.
And then she died during the festival time in 88, which would have been around August.
Did your father have a car at that time?
Yeah, he did. It was an old Vauxhall, as far as I remember. The boot of it, the bit I can remember, is that the spare wheel was in under the back cover, so you didn't see it, but you could see the shape of it. As far as I remember, a nice car. But, he came from Shra and went up to college in Galway.
Galway, you went to, yes.
He was good friends there. And when the last year the Mayo won the All Ireland was 51. He was involved in the team. My uncle was as well, and there's another uncle from Swinford who played in goal, Billy Durkin. But they brought the cup, Sean Maguire and the 2 smaller cups, over to Westport, and I have a picture of that. I have it up on Facebook somewhere of 1951 when they brought it to show my father, and he died in 52. So he saw Mayo win their last Sean Maguire Cup. Well, not the last, I hope. And there's a picture of me sitting in it.
Okay. Yeah. And are there any items left, since, like a stethoscope or a bag or books or anything like that?
Well, when we moved down to Bridge Street, rummaging around in the attic when I was about 13, I found a complete set of what would be eye testing spectacles, complete case with, you'd go from, the cheap ones now go from 1 to 1.5 to 2 to 2.5. They went up in grades of possibly 0.1 or less, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3.
So obviously he was doing eye testing as well, he was?
They were up there, and I can't remember any other bits that we found up there, just that big case with all these. It would have been great to keep it, but it got thrown out.
That's the sad bit, isn't it?
That's what happens. That's
As well, other stories get thrown out too, don't they? When they go, yeah.
They do indeed, yeah.